Are we live? I think we're live. Are we on the air? It seems like... All right, I think we're good. All right. What's up, everybody? It's me, Mark the Monster, here for the Don't Say the F Word podcast. Thank you for checking us out live on Instagram. If you're checking us out live on Instagram. If you're not checking us out live on Instagram, thank you for checking us out wherever you're checking us out. I am Mark the Monster Clementine. I do a lot of stuff around here at Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast, and we appreciate each and every one of you checking us out. And we do appreciate those who tune in live and those who catch us on Spotify or YouTube. Behind me, right there. Yep, that is BKFC 43. That was on last night. Don't think we're allowed to show the whole thing. I think there might be a rule, but I'm analyzing it. Commentary. There's Houston Alexander. Yeah, he was in the UFC. Dude's 51 years old. He can still scrap. And he's fighting our friend, Jeremy Pitbull Smith. It was a great fight. Unbelievable fight. We will not spoil the outcome for you, but you can find it out there. But we encourage you to watch it. If you subscribe to Fight Plus on Fight TV, you can check it out there. But it was an incredible fight. Certainly fight of the year candidate right now. These guys really left it all out there. Very, very impressive. And once you see the outcome and you know all the details, it's even that much more impressive. With that, I'm going to go and get the big guy. Illegal brother-in-law Joe should be here any minute. And before I go, acknowledge me. What's up, everybody? Thank you for checking out Don't Say the F Word. Like Mark the Monster said, we are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast, and we do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling, and you shouldn't let your friends use it either. It's Saturday. It's like May 20th. Coming off a very good week in the world of pro wrestling and combat sports. Again, got some BKFC going on in the background. Brief analysis, man. BKFC has really been on fire lately. Jeremy Pitbull Smith fought Houston Alexander last night. That was a war. Got a little bit blurred here in the background, so giving commentary on it. Can't get in trouble with YouTube, but just right here, don't pay attention. Man, it's an incredible card. Great fights put on. They announced some upcoming fights, and Dave Redneck Mundell, right here on this poster, he is the middleweight champ in BKFC. He is going to be fighting in July. He is going to be fighting Mike Richmond, the Marine. That's going to be a great fight. As Redneck was on our show a couple weeks ago, said he felt as though Mike was the really only top contender for his belt. Certainly felt as though he was number one. There was really nobody left after he knocks him out. Really looking to see Mike Perry look to step up and actually go for a real BKFC title and go against a real BKFC fighter. Mike Perry keeps getting tagged as being the face of BKFC. Ariel Helwani referred to him as the face of BKFC. The reality is, Mike Perry's 2 BKFC titles he walks around, those platinum titles, are not BKFC titles. He's not beaten a BKFC champion. So until we get to that point, Mike Perry's titles mean about as much as this WWE title, honestly. He didn't beat anyone for them. He just got them made. That's an interesting thing that he's done, but hey, more power to him. I guess he's helping bring more eyes to BKFC, and that's a fantastic thing for everyone involved. It's helping fighters who've been there make more money, and it's getting more eyes on a combat sport that has really taken over and has put on more entertaining fights than the UFC has in quite some time. You know, I can't think of the last time I was really all too excited for a UFC card, and almost on a weekly basis, I'm excited for a BKFC card. we did get the announcement this week in the world of pro wrestling that AEW's Collision is official. It will be debuting a Saturday program. This comes after seemingly the end of the YouTube shows. And Collision was reported to be where CM Punk was going to return. However, Punk was absent from all media around Collision. A lot of speculation going on. Tons of rumors as far as Collision and AEW and Punk go. And I think that's just kind of the thing, right? I think CM Punk's whole deal is that it's tons of rumors and backstage stuff. And I feel like he finds a way to dominate headlines in the internet wrestling community. You know, there's always a headline about Punk, whether it be backstage politicking, whether it be trying to allegedly get Ace Steel his job back in AEW after he allegedly bit Kenny Omega. Who bites somebody? And with that, it just seems that Punk is fully aware that his dominating of headlines is really backstage stuff. He put out some things on his Instagram story, kind of calling people out for not knowing him or anyone involved and choosing sides, but he understands tribalism because he's the king. And I guess, man, maybe that's true to a degree. Maybe he's the king of unnecessary controversy in pro wrestling. I wonder at what point wrestling fans become so disconnected from Punk's seeming disgust of wrestling fans. In his thing, he told everyone that they need to go touch grass. Essentially, I mean, from my perspective, that's CM Punk kind of talking shit to wrestling fans. He's saying people who have an opinion of all this stuff that dominates the headlines of the entertainment that we support, that pays his bills, that he's saying we aren't going outside and touching grass. I don't know. I feel like those comments will eventually cause wrestling fans to turn on Punk. I've liked elements of CM Punk's career. I liked elements of his AEW return. I think it's without question he returns to AEW. I don't think there's even the inkling that he goes someplace else. They're not gonna let his contract go. They're not gonna try to buy out his contract, because when they do, he's gonna go someplace else. And I don't think Tony Khan really wants that. I mean, while he was under contract, he was willing to sit next to Tony Khan and run the company into the dirt. So I think if you release the guy or give him the opportunity to go somewhere else, what he's going to do at that point is going to be more damaging than what he did while he was under contract. I think that there's certainly something left to do with CM Punk and AEW. Unless we get to a point where Punk burns so many fans. Like, I ain't even worried about burning bridges in the locker room, because that doesn't really affect the product so much, unless guys won't work with him, at which point I think Tony Khan just has to insist that people do their job and they work with Punk and you make something happen. But I think they stand a chance that he may burn bridges with the fans, where it won't be a dislike of him as a heel. I think it could just become a dislike of him in general, and he could end up with go-away heat, which could be a problem. I mean, the guy's definitely a ratings draw. He sells tickets right now. I think he could potentially do so much damage to his own brand that it could potentially become that he doesn't do that. And then that's a lot of money and a lot of potential down the toilet for AEW and Tony Khan and all the parties involved if we get to a point where Punk manages to do that. I don't know if we get there. I don't know if he's going to be part of Collision. A lot of speculation of a brand split with Collision. Maybe not a direct hard brand split, but just there will be talent that works Dynamite, talent that works Collision. What I don't know is I don't know where Rampage falls in the mix of this. It's right now, man. It's 7 o'clock Eastern time on a Saturday. I didn't watch Rampage last night. Don't know what happened. I'm going to assume we probably did more to build Adam Cole and Chris Jericho, which I don't know. I don't know when Jericho became the AEW gatekeeper for people to move past mid-card, but I don't know that anyone's really benefited from a Chris Jericho feud in quite some time. And I like Jericho, I do, but it always just seems like you end up with a feud that's a lot of 50-50 booking that we love to call WWE out on their 50-50 booking. But so many people get very defensive when you call AEW out on 50-50 booking. But you look at some of the recent Chris Jericho feuds where they're kind of booked that way. You look at Ricky Starks. I don't know that Ricky Starks came out any better from his Jericho feud. Orange Cassidy definitely did for a period of time, but right now Orange Cassidy is holding a title that has yet to mean anything. I think that it's, I don't know how many mid-card titles you should really have in a promotion that doesn't have a brand split. WWE can have the Intercontinental in the US. You have a definitive brand split. AEW having the TNT title, along with the intergalactic, transcontinental, multi-continent cosplay championship that Orange Cassidy holds. I don't know that there's room for 2 mid-card titles. I don't think I think I would call Orange Cassidy's title even a mid-card title at this point, because it's generally the opening match. I mean, not that they're not bad, not that they're bad matches. They're good. It's Orange Cassidy's a very good wrestler. Love the character. It's great, but I don't know that the title has significance. It's not as useless as the TBS title, but that's a different conversation. But I don't know if the brand split creates a situation where those mid-card titles gain more significance and your world title is on both shows, or the TNT title ends up on both shows, or you just keep it separate. I don't really know if... I think they definitely have the roster to support a brand split. You have a lot of talent you haven't seen in some time that appears to be coming back. Miro appears to be coming back. Andrade seems to be coming back, which I think is good. I mean, I like Miro. I loved it if Miro had a good character and got something going. Andrade, I know a lot of people are a fan. I've never really been blown away, as a lot of people seem to be with him in the ring. I've asked people to tell me a must-see Andrade match that is like top shelf, where he's impressive, and no one's ever been able to give me that. I think a lot of people like to think he's the second coming of Eddie Guerrero, but he's just not. My opinion, my hot take on that, he's not Eddie. And he's never gonna be. Everyone's so desperate for that, and Andrade's not him. Dominic Mysterio's not him either. That's important that I say that. But I don't think anyone ever will be the next Eddie Guerrero. I just think we all want someone to be that. We're still working toward Double or Nothing with the Four Pillars match. On Dynamite, they did add another Anarchy in the Arena with the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club. I think that was kind of a no-brainer. We kind of knew that was coming. That was either going to be that or a Blood and Guts, and who knows, we may follow Anarchy in the Arena with a Blood and Guts. They may keep this thing going. We still haven't gotten too much in the way of definitive answers from Don Callis as to why he turned on Kenny Omega. Some speculation there that it could also lead to Punk's return with Don Callis for the Kenny Omega feud. I don't know that I see that coming, but I mean, could be. SmackDown, we did get that the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa are going to face Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag team title at Night of Champions, which is really interesting, as Night of Champions is supposed to be where all the champions defend titles, and we're not having Roman defend his titles. Instead, he's been involved in a tag team title match. Got a lot of animosity between Roman and the Usos, and we planted the seeds for a possible situation between Roman and Solo. I feel like they are not, Roman and Solo are not going to beat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for those tag team titles. I think this would be the time to have Roman take a pinfall, have him lose, have Sami Zayn get the pinfall on Roman, and then that becomes the story. Solo didn't lose, Roman lost, and maybe give Sami the pinfall victory over Roman, since, you know, we did the whole Sami and Bloodline story, and we had Montreal happen, and, you know, we didn't have Sami be the guy, so maybe he's the guy who gives Roman his first pinfall in some time. With that, you know, it brings the question of who beats Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal title. And if I look at Night of Champions, you have the new heavyweight title. Well, heavyweight champion will be decided that night. And that's between AJ and Seth Rollins. I would be very, very surprised if AJ Styles wins that match. I think Seth is the guy to put that title on. I think, you know, I really thought they were going to put it on Cody, but I do think Seth probably is the right guy to take that title. He's been the workhorse. He's been the guy for some time. The crowd is really behind. He's so over, even as technically he's still a heel. Even in that, he's so over. The crowd loves to sing his song. It's very good TV. It's very good live. I think having him win that title, being the first champion, is the right way to go. He wasn't the first Universal. Finn got that honor, and that was defeating Seth. And everyone thought Seth would be the guy. And I think Seth should be the guy for this one. I think you could then have Cody win Money in the Bank. And I think when Cody wins Money in the Bank, you then have the opportunity for two different stories to be told now. Now it's whose title does he go after? Because he has two stories. He's got him and Seth. And Seth hasn't beaten Cody Rhodes. So you have wrestling math there. Seth seems to not be able to beat Cody. And Roman seems to never be able to beat Seth Rollins. So you have an opportunity to tell multiple stories and continue them out for some time, with Cody winning Money in the Bank and having the briefcase. Who does he cash in on? What story does he want to finish up? Does he take the route where he can put a bow on the idea of him being the guy to beat Roman? Or does he go after Seth because he knows he can beat Seth? He's beat him twice. I think if I had the pencil and I'm booking this story, I have Cody win Money in the Bank. I have Cody call his shot that he wants to face Seth. Cody beats Seth and takes the world title off of Seth. Maybe that could be SummerSlam, I guess. Have Seth have the short first title run. Then you can have Seth begin his journey back to a title and have him look to be gunning after Roman. After Seth could win the Rumble. have Seth win the Rumble. And then it's Seth and Roman, WrestleMania 40. Finally, a conclusion. We can end the Shield storyline between these two. It's been being told for some time. We did a story on this on the website. You can go check out our website and see that piece, but I think that's probably the route we should go. I think we should have Seth Rollins be the guy that dethrones Roman. I think it could go next year. We could drag this out till WrestleMania. We could do it as soon as Survivor Series. No sooner than Survivor Series, though. Survivor Series would be a good spot since the Shield debuted at Survivor Series. But if you wanted to really move things, just tell this story and give it time, we could throw some other folks in there along the way until we get Seth winning the Rumble and him saying he wants Roman at WrestleMania, and they could finish that story. But I don't see AJ being the first heavyweight champ. I see Seth Rollins definitely winning that match. And then I would say Cody probably winning Money in the Bank to be able to call his shot to take that title off of Seth. I can't see many other ways to tell the story. I truly can't. But that's it today, guys. Just wanted to touch on that piece and where I really think the Roman story should go along with Seth's story. I think we need to bring those two lines intersecting again and have those guys help each other finish their stories. I think you have Cody Rhodes in the mix, but I think perhaps the Cody Roman saga is behind us. You're going to have him and Brock, and that's... I don't know who wins between Cody and Brock, and I truly don't think it matters for this match. I think it'll probably be Brock to have it just be 50-50, have Brock get his win back. But I don't think this is just filler. It's just filler to get us to Money in the Bank. There's no need to have Cody involved in another feud outside of Brock, because we're gonna get Cody back into the title picture with a victory at Money in the Bank where he gets the briefcase. And then where does Cody cash in and how does he do it? I don't think if Cody wins the briefcase, it's not going to be a heist like Seth. He's not going to come out and get someone whenever they're down. It's going to be Cody calling his shot, letting us know exactly when he's cashing in and what that match will be, so we can build that up and Cody can continue to be the hero and tell that story. I want to thank you guys for checking us out today, and this will be up on Spotify, so those of you who follow us on Spotify, thank you for that. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. This is Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast. We do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. You shouldn't let your friends use it either. Me and my boy Mark, we will see you next time. Take it easy, guys.